Hi guys, the developmental school level that I plan on working with as a school counselor is definitely going to be, I believe, will be the elementary level. Only because that is the current experience that I have working with, it's really primary level students, and so far I have loved the younger children. The school that I work for, I've worked kinder and first grade. We loop, so that means that I teach kindergarten and then I loop up to first grade. And after I've taught the same group for 2 years, I loop back down to kinder and I start over. And I have really enjoyed the younger children. It's just been a fun age, and I'm not against exploring older children. I just so far have loved the younger. I connected really well to the first Vignette. I believe that's how you say it. I really enjoyed it. I loved his proposal on how he wanted to work with work in a classroom instead of just individually, because he felt like he could cover more students, instead of spending a lot of time on just one student at a time, when he could really cover a bunch. So I really liked his proposal. I could see myself as a school counselor wanting to get into the classroom and cover a range of issues. I really liked that. I've noticed at my school that I will see the counselor come in occasionally, but not as much as I would hope and that I kind of would plan. So I really connected to that one. And she was speaking to administration, he totally validated all his points. I can see my administration at the school I work for saying, wait a minute, what about academics? We're driven, on academics, and I don't know that we have the time to have a full lesson in the classroom on a counseling session. I can see them arguing that because teachers are at a crunch to get things done academically. They have to be reading, they have to be adding and subtracting by the end of first grade. Actually, in the kinder, I'm amazed that they can already add and subtract. So I loved all of his justifications that he could turn all of his lessons into an academic he stated literacy. And I could see that, reading a book, they could do a follow-up activity with writing. Because I know that at the end of first grade, the students they need to be able to write more than one sentence. And I feel like easily they could do any kind of activity and follow it up with a writing activity, or they could read a book and they could answer comprehension questions. So I really liked his proposal, and I really connected to it. In the book, I really loved the article on the college readiness and career advice, even at elementary level. It states that research shows that even students at the elementary benefit from exposure to, career opportunities, and I really like that. So I noticed as a teacher at an elementary and primary level that I've been doing a lot of the things that it recommended. I didn't know what exactly the purpose. I knew it was purposeful, but I didn't know it was in the sense for career readiness. So it stated examples like role play, or just dressing up, and the role play. And so in my classroom, I had bought in the students, I can think off the top of my hand, it's the helmets, the military helmets, and the kids, they would just play. It was just role play. And I never knew that you could turn that into a lesson for careers. And I really liked that it says research states that they benefit from the knowledge of careers, and you could do fun lessons like dress up and role play, because it states that at this level, they're in the fantasy stage from birth to 11 years old. And I can totally relate to that with my classroom. We had in kindergarten, we had a kitchen, and I had bought them chef attire. And I never realized that I could have gotten into career, the careers as a chef or military, just with dressing up. So that's really fun activities at the elementary level that you could do with these students to start getting them to think about what they might want to do as a career. Because believe it or not, at that level, at that age, kids are thinking about what they might want to do. There's, at the end of the first grade, I asked students what they might want to be when they grow up, and it was kind of just a fun response to give parents as they're going off. In first grade they wanted to be this at the end of first grade, and let's see what they really grow up to be. But they had really, really awesome responses. A lot of them love animals, and they thought maybe they could be a veterinarian, and that shows that they really are thinking about what they might want to do for a career. They're able to connect what they love and something that they could be. So it just showed me that after reading the book and watching this video, that I could have probably dug deeper into what they might want to do down the road. And of course it might change because they're very young, but it's still, I feel like I could have dug deeper at an earlier age, while most of us believe that career and college readiness, that kind of talk is more high school. Growing up, we met with a counselor in high school to talk about our grades, what we might like to do. And I never thought to stem back down to the elementary level and begin there. And in this book, they had a lot of activities that were fun. Like I said, the dress up and role play, it would be really, really fun for elementary level. They're still very, very, very young, and they like hands-on, fun, creative, that sort of thing. So I think that was really great. It also mentioned some books like Bernstein Bears, some books that you could read as a guidance counselor. You could come in and read a book, and the classroom teacher, I don't believe, would feel like they were at a loss, because you could, like I said, they could follow it up with a writing activity, or you could ask comprehension questions to get into, that thinking. But I really liked it. And also there was a website, because in the classroom that I was in, they had computers. So there was a website, paw.bridges, that they could go in and do a fun interactive game to explore career options. So I really like that. And I think that the school that I work for did not focus on any careers really at all. We did not do a career day, so I think as a counselor I would love to have parents come in of different careers to talk to the students. I feel like that interactive conversation would be really, really fun for the students. I could totally see myself doing that. I also really liked the idea of doing a guidance counseling session like in the Vignet one, where he said, let me come into the classroom and teach a lesson. I really liked that. I could see myself coming into the classroom, reading these fun books like Bernstein Bears, and then following it up with a writing activity or a coloring page at that age level that's appropriate. I also can see myself purchasing, I feel like I can find some role play stuff, and I could do an activity in the classroom where students could dress up, and I could teach them a little things, things here and there about certain careers, and the students would have a wonderful time dressing up. I really liked these videos, though. It opened up to me that I don't feel like students have enough exposure at the elementary level like they should, and I think as a counselor that would be a really big focus, because as we grow up, a career is huge, and why not get them started earlier? So the video, and also with the videos, I did not see a lot of younger children. I know in Vignet, I believe 4, there was a daughter, and her mother was concerned about not having AP classes, and her sister was there with her that was 5 years old, and the man asked her, what would you like to be? And she said, a teacher. And then he went in to ask her what subjects would she teach her students, and she was able to tell him. So it was eye-opening that there's not enough for children of the elementary age. We don't focus on career and college readiness probably as we should. So I really like that, and thank you so much.